We just talked about it getting colder outside. Everyone making holiday plans now, and while it is, the most wonderful time of the year for so many, it can also be a very stressful time of the year. And a big reason for the stress is often the costs that come along with the holidays, right? Take a look at this. According to LendingTree, 13% of consumers are still paying off bills from last year's holiday season. That's food, decorations, gifts, all of it. Now, on average, Americans plan to spend $792 this year on gifts alone. Look at the bigger number. If you have kids under the age of 18 at home, that's what it goes up to, more than $1,100. LendingTree found that 41% of Americans expect to go into some sort of debt during the holiday, and even that number is up 10% from last year. But there is some good news. We didn't want to bring you down. We want to help, right? You don't have to go into debt. Mark Henry with Alloy Wealth Management is joining us live this morning to help us prepare as the shopping season gets underway. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
We're glad to have you on. Mark, I first want to start with, we've been talking a lot about the shipping delay, shopping early because of the backup, right? The supply chain issues. We've been talking about more people shopping online, this trend that started. So my question for you is, given those two factors, how much do you think that will have an impact on the holiday shopping season?
Well, if it's not already stressful enough, and this season unfortunately really is, add in supply chain issues and the people talking about they won't be able to even get the gifts they really want to give, that just adds to the stress. So people will be starting early, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't be starting with a spending plan.
Okay. So help us. Like, what does this even look like to start a spending plan for an individual?
Right. Well, the B word is the one I try to stay away from because nobody likes to live on a budget. It's just hard. So I think of it more like a spending plan. Before we go do this and add to our stress level or our debt level, we need to decide what can we actually afford. Let's put a plan together on who's going to get a gift, who we're going to buy for. Sometimes it's the idea that we don't have to buy for everyone in the household. Maybe it's a family member, a sister or a brother, we're going to buy everybody in their house. No. How about we say, hey, this year with a good conversation, we're going to buy a gift for your household. Or maybe we're just going to invite people over for a nice family meal and enjoy their company instead of actually buying gifts for everyone.
That's good advice. Although for me, Mark, I feel like there's like a little bit of guilt if I'm not giving the present. So is there something else we can do, or if we're looking at the money that we do have to spend, how we can apportion and allocate it better?
Yeah, so the idea is to actually write it down, a written spending plan of what you're going to give and prepare before you do it. So with the supply chain shortages, people have gotten in this idea if they see something, oh, I better grab it now. Well, was it really in the plan? So let's slow down a minute and let's not create and add to our stress levels. Let's go ahead and try to have a plan going into this so we know what we're going to buy, an itemized list, whether it's online or in person, and have a plan for who's getting a gift and how much we're going to spend on those gifts.
What about the kind of gift? Because sometimes I feel like you think you're just getting somebody stuff, right? And you don't want to just give stuff. How can we give a better gift?
Well, so think about this. Grandparents, a lot of times, they want to go buy all the grandchildren gifts and stuff, but maybe they could contribute to their 529 plan for education or help with tuition, books, and things like that, or maybe even opening a savings account for a child, which is really a cool thing because children can get involved in the idea of saving and say, you've got your very own, a teenager has their very own now savings account instead of actually going and getting the gift that they couldn't find the right one anyway. So they just bought something instead of giving them nothing. Let's give them a savings account, get them started saving.
It is such a good gift. That really is. You have something on this list that I was surprised to see because it really is the last thing that we think about in the holidays. You say, don't forget about you. That is hard, Mark. So what do you want us to do? Why do you suggest this?
Well, here's the thing. People get so caught up in this time of the year of giving and helping others. We have to think about ourselves. And I'm not really talking about the new exercise bike or the gym membership, although that may be needed. I'm really talking more about let's make sure we don't do this again next year and get into this stressful environment. Let's have an emergency fund set up for ourselves. Let's get ourselves out of debt. Let's not work the next 6 months to pay off what we did during the holiday season of 21, and now it takes us till June of 22 just to pay it off. Let's start working for ourselves and focusing on us where we actually have an emergency fund and we save for ourselves so we don't put ourselves in this position again next year.
A lack of stress is certainly a gift. That is for sure.
Is.
Mark Henry, thank you so much. You can always learn more at alloywealth.com and find them on Facebook as well. We always appreciate your time and your insights, sir.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Yes, to you too.